Siema, witam was w kolejnym odcinku, a dzisiaj gramy w Watch Dogs Legion. Ogółem zaczynam w takim głupim miejscu, nie wiem dlaczego. Ostatnio tutaj skończyliśmy. I teraz muszę iść tu, bo muszę coś zbadać, stację namierzoną. Dlatego no. Ja muszę coś zrobić.
Coming up in today's upload, we're talking about how Bagley managed to conquer London. Pretty much my favorite topic. I could talk for hours about the rise of the AI system. It's easy to forget about its origins. It's so present everywhere we Bagley just kind of blends into the background.
Cały szklany samochód i dobiję do ściany.
Every optic device, whether you're using the optic.
Wow, ale ładnie wygląda to. Wiem do tego. Do wroga. Ale mają to gdzieś.
The GPS history of the Spider-Bot we recovered regularly pings these coordinates. Our mystery witness to the real bombers must have come to this lovely, damp location several times.
Good place to hold the world's least pleasant inner part.
Or to discreetly dump a body into the Thames.
Bagley, find me an entrance.
I'm detecting a surveillance network guarding a space under this bridge. If you can patch into it, perhaps you can take a look inside.
Fajne drzwi. No okej. Animus to powinien pisać.
Incredible. There's some kind of secret police bunker down here, like what's the opposite of a serial killer's basement?
Well, if Albion was stomping all over your workplace, you'd find a different place to store your lunch too. And it seems our mystery officer was dedicated.
But what were they working on that led them to the Tone bombing?
The computer's dusty enough to kill an asthmatic, but there may still be something useful on it.
Chwila. Wow. Ale broń tu. Okay.
This is Inspector Caitlin Lau. Well, former inspector now. Since Albion's coup, the Met is no more. The police brass had already buried the evidence anyway. Everything implicating Albion and Clan Kelly in the bombings. But I know Mary Kelly's band of twats were involved, and they're involved in other crimes we can look into. Me and a few good mates are willing to go off book, going after Mary Kelly again. I'll never fucking learn, will I?
Okay.
Inspector Caitlin Lau, video log. Clan Kelly and Albion are teamed up on some deal. I don't have all the details, but it looks to be human trafficking. The European Processing Center is the Albion angle. Since the bombings, they can grab anyone off the street. Call them illegal immigrants, potential DedSec insurgents, whatever. Though we know who the real danger is. So, Clan Kelly gets hold of these people, these immigrants, deportees, victims, really, and they're taking them somewhere. But where and why? It all comes back to the boss lady herself. I knew she was into something, but she wriggled off the hook. There's only one way I can do this. 24/7 surveillance on Mary Kelly. If I'm caught, well, this will be my last entry. But I have to see what she's hiding.
Szczerze, to nagranie wyglądało gorzej na
So, our mystery
konsoli.
officer was Inspector Caitlin Lau. It sounds like Mary Kelly was her white whale, and her investigation led her to the bombings.
Oh, good. Albion is working with Clan Kelly. For a second there, I was worried they couldn't possibly get any worse.
It seems like 0 Days West covers all of the unsavory bits of London. Tug on a thread, and it leads back to them. Clan Kelly and Albion included.
But we can't very well allow people to be snatched off the streets. We have to do something.
Inspector Lau mentioned Albion is running their part of the operation out of the EPC. Detectives like us call that a lead.
Mam nową misję, okej. To bym chciał zrobić. To bym chciał bardzo zrobić. To są haki. Zakłócenie. Chyba drona se kupię. Tłumik, jak kupię sobie 2 razy. Tu jest tłumik dodatkowo. Ale nie chcę się. Profinowanie szczegółów. Dnia i kontakcie. Nowe sposoby rekrutacji nawet wrogą osobą. Dobra. Ale chyba to. Chociaż to może być bardzo przydatne. To ułatwia walkę wręcz. Nie wiem. Pułapka elektryczna. Czyli te bomby, które wcześniej rzucałem, nie? Dobra, kupię sobie drona. Dobra. Jak to działa? To jest po prostu rakieta.
All units. I repeat, all units. We have reports of a hostile in your...
This Albion Clan Kelly business leaves a bad taste in my
Nie mogę
mouth.
tu wejść.
And if Caitlin Lau's right, then this little nugget jumps to the front of the queue. We have reason to believe a former DedSec operative may still be alive, but missing inside the EPC.
Angel Lopez, not London born, but I won't hold that against him, unlike some others.
Looks like Angel got caught up in the immigration roundup, which, ironically, may be the only reason he escaped 0 Days DedSec purge.
Anti-immigrant sentiment has grown in London since the bombings. Albion fuels it. It allows them to send anyone they want to their brutal refugee camp.
We need to find Angel before they discover this is DedSec. This is kind of personal to him. Finding his trail might just shed some light on the Albion Clan Kelly connection.
EPC. Well, at the very least, we can assume he's still in the UK. Deportations are backlogged to all hell.
I've sent the details to your device and advised our contact at the EPC. They can get you inside.
In my mind, it's no surprise that Bagley became so popular. It's funny, useful, fast. It's a great companion and really just makes life so much easier. And when you look back at all the service AIs that used to exist, they just can't compete. When you ask Bagley anything, there's a quick answer and loads of information available to you. One day, Bagley answered all of my messages for a whole 24 hours and no one even noticed the difference.
The other competitors really just couldn't compete with Bagley. Their answers were so much worse. They didn't understand anything. Bagley pretty much gets everything right this time. Do you have any idea why Bagley really beat all the competition?
Well, it's really the data, isn't it?
O Jezu.
As Broker hooked up with Bloom, that's when things change.
And really, that's not Bloom has data on everything. They collect information about everything you're doing across the web through your optic headset. Isn't that AI only good because of Bloom surveillance?
Well, I suppose so, but I prefer not to talk about that side of things. Bagley is so special because it's been trained on this huge cache of information. That's how these AI systems
Quite
work,
the setup
or at
they
least
have
used to
here.
work. I mean, we don't really know that much about the latest version. There's so much secrecy with tech. They're given this huge amount of training data. It's basically a huge database that's used to teach the AI about patterns in behavior. You know, so if you want to travel somewhere to a house, it can predict where you're going to go and get a self-driving car ready for you before you even ask for it.
That's pretty terrifying. In some ways, I don't want this data to drive my life. It's understands at times. Have you heard some of the rumours around the hacked version of Bagley?
I've heard mutterings, yeah.
I've heard it's been used by DedSec.
I wouldn't put it past them. It's pretty well known that they're not fans of Bloom. But the idea of a souped-up version of Bagley, given it's already so intelligent, is a bit terrifying.
I wonder what they can actually make it do.
Target is long gone. Disengage. Over.
Matko Boska, nienawidzę tego. Bo ja wypuściłem tą rakietkę, nie? Kiju, weź, zrób coś. Ciekawe, czy będzie można go odbudować.
Auto drive now enabled.
Nie chce mi się szczerze
This
jechać.
is London Calling. You're listening to me, Tash, on Buccaneer. Your source
Szkoda, że nie ma
for
takiego jakiegoś szacunkowego czasu, kiedy tam się dojedzie, nie?
Focus back on the media to look at my former employer.
Dobra, no to chyba widzimy się za chwilę, jak już tam dojadę. Chyba, że coś się po drodze odwali.
And privatize the corporation. Today, the GBB is a shadow of its former self. It's become a tool used by the government to circulate fake news and misinformation. So how did we get here? Where did it all go wrong? How can we tell when our national media has become state propaganda? Our experts speak on conditions of anonymity.
Albion guards are in service.
Here's the
Co jest?
situation and media
Czemu mi
expert Charles.
zmienił drogę?
You see freeboard
Auto drive now disabled.
and torn down by demagogues all over the world.
So before the media frag,
A, no to... Okej, już jesteśmy.
Auto drive now disabled.
Kurde, dobra. Chyba mnie tu nie wpuszczą z ciastem, tortem i w ogóle, nie?
So, I've delved more into Caitlin Lau's investigation, and an enormous number of missing person cases centre around the EPC. The inspector was definitely onto
Let's get in
something.
touch with our contact. It won't end well for Angel if Albion finds out he's DedSec.
Wait, just a minute.
Na pewno się nie chyba na to. No dobra, wow, co tu jest? Wow. Wiecie co? Chyba sobie spróbuję zdobyć jakiegoś nowego agenta. Ale takiego wiecie, że to jest agent, nie? Że Albionu, nie? I wtedy będę mógł... Jak to się nazywa? Tutaj wejść na luzie, nie? Chyba, że ja tu muszę po prostu wejść i tyle, nie? I włączy się scenka. Czy ja naprawdę? Nie rozumiem. Dobra. Kiedy indziej, nie? Chyba, że... Czy jak te wszystkie rzeczy zrobię, te 3 rzeczy z tej strefy, to wtedy ją zdobędę i będę mógł sobie odblokować nową broń?
Auto drive now enabled. Auto drive now enabled. Auto drive now disabled.
The use of manipulative techniques around behavioral economics, things that would just keep you scrolling or keep you listening or keep you looking for more information. The second is that kind of environment favors sensationalism. And so you got more sensational headlines and more sensational stories, and it didn't matter whether they were true or not. It just kept people in and it kept them in the loop. So we ended up in a situation where nobody trusted anything and nobody believed anything at all. And that is the perfect environment for an authoritarian voice to come in and say, no, wait, we are the truth. So the ground for this environment really got created when we had suddenly authoritarian politicians everywhere. Anything that threatened them or they disagreed with, they would call it disinformation. That's disinformation, that's fake news. we got in a situation where nobody really
Co się stało?
And the trouble is, if
Bo
you were telling the truth, it's very hard to get your message to cut through all of the noise of all of the disinformation. So like, I remember out on the edges, there was this story about when they would take the house by force, they would take any infants and they would crucify them.
No vision of the suspect. Received. Returning to HQ. Over.
A w ogóle o co poszło? Bo nie wiem. Dobra. Mam dziurę. Jezus.
What's going on?
How should I say this? I seem to have come across some sort of ancient conflict. The recording you heard came from a strange drone flying around the city. The names of the groups in conflict are obvious enough. Assassins and Templars. But there is no record of either of them online, not even in the furthest fringes of the dark web. So, either these are LARPers with very active imaginations, or we are dealing with two groups that are older and more powerful than we can possibly imagine.
Suppose we should check it out.
Good idea. Connie's been helping analyze the data I pulled from the drone. I'm sure she's champing at the bit to tell you more.
Thank you, sweetie. Out with it then.
I've been following up on the few clues we got from that recording. Assassins, Templars, this Lucas fella, and the strange drone we got the recording from. Not much to find on the first three, but that drone, it's a doozy.
What do you mean?
It wasn't made by any of the big weapons manufacturers. It's got no serial number, no identifying tags of any kind. I found a proxy to its schematics, and the design is mental. I also found enough GPS to put together a flight path. Whatever's going on here, it's big. You better find that thing.
Agreed.
Ale myślę, że w tym odcinku możemy skończyć, bo on już chwilę trwa, dlatego papa, do widzenia i okej, papa.